Ever been in that tricky spot? Someone shows you something they're really proud of, and you have to figure out, how to be honest, but also kind.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common thing, isn't it? That split second where you're weighing truth versus, not wanting to crush someone.
Exactly. A real tightrope walk. And that's what we're diving into today. We've got this great scenario, really looks at that tension. Honesty, good intentions.
Yeah. And the sources we're using, they center around a story, plus some, pretty deep philosophical questions about it all.
And it's super relevant, I think, for everyone listening. We all navigate giving feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or reacting to things. Hopefully we can pull out some useful insights here.
That's the plan. Practical stuff for communication, relationships, all that.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We have Mia and her friend Teddy. He proudly shows her this drawing he made.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's just say Mia sees it and thinks the execution is interesting. Bold colors, maybe a bit wild. And the main thing, it's supposed to be a dog, kind of looks more like a lumpy potato.
Uh-huh, been there.
Right. And Teddy's just beaming, asks her, Mia, do you like my drawing? That classic question.
Yep, the moment of truth. Or not. Do you just blurt out, it looks like a potato, and risk the friendship? Or do you say something nice that feels maybe a bit fake?
It's that immediate pressure, yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us straight to the first big question from our source. Is lying always wrong? Like, what if a small lie makes someone happy or, avoids hurting them? Is it still wrong then?
Oof, yeah. That throws you right into the ethics of it, doesn't it? Are there times when maybe bending the truth is actually the kinder, more considerate thing to do? Philosophers have argued about this forever. Intent versus outcome.
Totally. And in the story, Mia's thinking about her options. She could be honest but gentle. She could maybe stretch the truth a little, or just go full-on enthusiastic praise, even if it's not quite sincere, just to make Teddy happy.
Right. And the source actually lays this out, asks ADU, and then it gives choices, from total honesty to maybe softening the blow.
And it's interesting, thinking about you listening. You lean towards option C. Basically, use a gentle approach, make it easier to hear.
Which is exactly what Mia does. She doesn't go for the potato comment.
No. Instead, she finds something specific and positive. She smiles and says something like, Teddy, this feels so cheerful. And I really like how you did the dog's ears. They look so big and expressive, almost like they're bouncing.
Smart move. Teddy's thrilled, right? Because it's genuine, specific praise.
Yeah, totally. And that's a great strategy, isn't it? Find something actually good to focus on first.
Absolutely. Psychologically, it works. That positive first impression sticks, and it makes the other person less defensive, more open. But the key is genuine. Can't feel fake.
Right. So then, after praising the ears, Mia gently adds some suggestions, like, the sky is very yellow, maybe adding a touch of blue could make it pop, and then carefully, what if we tried making the dog's shape a little different here? Her tone is crucial, encouraging, not critical.
And Teddy's reaction is perfect. He's not hurt, he's actually curious. He even says he's glad she told him because he was worried people might think it was ugly.
Wow, okay. So honesty, delivered gently, actually relieved his anxiety.
Exactly. And it even leads to them deciding to draw together. Mia suggests they share techniques.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Teddy's totally up for it. They end up having fun, learning from each other. It shows how that gentle honesty can actually make a connection stronger, not weaker.
Turns a potentially awkward moment into a positive. Love that.
But it doesn't stop there. The story adds another layer, not just giving feedback, but teaching someone how to receive it well.
Ah, okay. How to respond.
Right. The next question posed is, Shuji. Basically, how do you teach a friend to say thanks and maybe offer feedback back after you've given them advice?
Interesting. And again, thinking about you, the listener, you went for option C, Suje. So after giving your feedback, you went for option C. Make it a two-way street.
Yeah, reciprocity. And that's what Mia and Teddy start doing. Like in their art session, Mia might ask, Teddy, does this green I used feel vibrant enough, you think?
So she's asking for his input now.
Exactly. And Teddy, maybe a bit shy at first, suggests adding some brown shading to the trees for more depth. He gives her constructive feedback.
That shift is important, isn't it? It's not just one person being the expert.
Totally. It levels the playing field. Mia shows vulnerability by asking, which builds trust and respect. It's not just critique flowing one way.
And they even get into a habit of specifically saying thank you and explaining how the feedback helped. Like, thanks, Teddy, that shading idea really added depth. Or, thanks, Mia, the gradient technique made my colors way more interesting.
That intentionality makes a huge difference. It reinforces the value of the feedback and just encourages more of it, builds that positive culture, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But, okay, real life, it's not always that smooth, right? What happens when they try this with others?
Predictably, it gets a bit trickier. Mia offers feedback to another classmate, Sarah, and then invites Sarah's thoughts in return. But Sarah, she hesitates, clams up a bit.
Yeah, that happens. People get nervous about giving feedback, worried about sounding mean, or maybe they just don't feel confident judging someone else's work.
Exactly. So Mia starts thinking, okay, how can I make Sarah feel safer sharing her thoughts? Which leads to the next question.
Let me guess. Sarah and Jong, Suyo Dong. When you ask for feedback and the person seems hesitant, what do?
That's the one. And your choice, listener, was option A. A good thing. Ask specific guiding questions first, like, what part do you like best? Or what bit do you think could be better?
And Mia tries this. Instead of a big, scary, what do you think? She asks Sarah really specific things like, which part of this flower catches your eye? Or, if you could add one tiny detail, just one, what would it be?
Much less intimidating, right? It gives Sarah a specific starting point. It's easier to comment on one small thing than the whole piece. It's like, lowering the stakes.
Yeah, less pressure. And does it work?
It does. Sarah feels comfortable enough to suggest adding a little butterfly. Mia loves the idea, and Sarah visibly relaxes, gains a bit of confidence.
Nice. A small win.
And that small win sparks something bigger. They create the Heart Door Squad.
The what now?
The Heart Door Squad. They make these colorful cards with questions on them. Prompts like, what's your favorite part here? If you could add one color, what would you pick? What story does this picture make you think of? Oh, I like that. It turns feedback into a game, almost.
Exactly. It gamifies it, makes it fun, collaborative, less like a formal critique. Everyone picks a card, asks the question. It just changes the whole vibe, makes people more willing to share honestly.
That's clever. Shows how much the method matters.
Definitely. Which brings us to thinking about the benefits of receiving feedback, even when it's tough. The next question asks, Chino fuzure te ni? So helping others speak up makes us stronger, but what are the benefits for us when we listen to feedback?
Right. And your choice was option A. Option A. You can see your strengths and weaknesses. Helps you improve.
Makes sense. And Mia starts living this. As she and her friends keep exchanging feedback, she gets better at really hearing it. Even when someone says, Mia, love the colors, but the background's kind of empty.
Ouch. A little bit. Yeah, maybe a slight sting initially. But she quickly moves past that defensiveness and thinks, okay, wait, maybe they have a point.
So she's learning to process it.
Exactly. By listening, she starts seeing her patterns. Yeah, great with color, good at characters, but oops, maybe backgrounds are a weak spot. That self-awareness fuels her growth.
So feedback isn't just about fixing flaws, it's about understanding yourself better as a creator or, well, in anything you do.
Precisely. It's like a guide. Shows you where you're shining and where maybe you need to shed a bit more light, illuminates those blind spots we all have. It's vital for getting better at, well, anything.
And this all leads up to Mia getting into the Starlight Art Festival. Big deal.
Huge. But now the stakes are higher. Feedback from strangers, maybe judges.
Which leads to the final question.
Okay, final one. If feedback shows us our good and bad points, how do we face the criticism positively? And your choice, listener, was C, per. Tell yourself, I'm still learning. Every bit of guidance is growth.
That's a great mindset.
Yeah.
And is that what Mia does at the festival?
That's exactly what she consciously tries to do. Standing by her art, people come by, some love the colors, pure praise. Others offer suggestions like, maybe the tree roots could look heavier.
How does she handle that mix?
Her internal voice is key. Instead of getting defensive about the roots, she actively thinks, okay, I'm learning. This comment, even if critical, is useful. She actually jots things down in a notebook.
Taking notes. That's proactive.
Yeah. She gets that not every suggestion is gospel. You know, some things she'll use, others maybe not. But all of it is data, stuff to consider.
And does she win anything?
She does. She wins the Most Potential Little Artist Award. But the story emphasizes that, honestly, learning how to handle the praise and the criticism with that open growth mindset, that was the bigger prize for her. Her final thought isn't about the award, it's, I want to keep learning, keep listening.
That's a powerful takeaway. The feedback itself, even the critical stuff, isn't a final judgment. It's just fuel for the journey.
Exactly. It's a guidepost, not a verdict. It helps you navigate getting better.
So let's kind of wrap up the main threads here, pulling from that little core summary in the source. We've talked about navigating that honesty versus kindness dilemma.
Giving advice gently and constructively.
Helping others feel safe enough to share their real thoughts.
And then, crucially, facing criticism ourselves with a positive outlook, seeing it as a chance to grow.
These aren't just ideas for a story, right? These are things we can actually use.
Definitely. Think about your own life, your own conversations. How do you handle giving feedback? How do you react when you receive it? Could you maybe tweak your approach based on some of this, that balance between being truthful and being kind?
Yeah. Which brings us to that final thought we want to leave you with, something to chew on. How can we, actively build more of these safe spaces, in our friendships, families, workplaces, wherever. Environments where people feel okay being honest, but also kind, so that feedback actually helps everyone grow.
It's a big question, but definitely worth thinking about. How do we foster that culture of supportive honesty?